Hello, my name is Hye Kyung Oh. I'm working in Daegu University. The title of my paper is Effect of Blending Type of Online and Offline on Clinical Competence in Higher Education course based on blended learning. Introduction. Recently, as the educational paradigm has changed from teacher-centered education to learner-centered education system. The educational method has changed in various forms. The most important teaching method in college Next, among them, e-learning was activated as the internet was introduced, the remote education, but it was evaluated that the content delivery was mainly focused on and the interaction between the instructor and the fellow student was insufficient, so that the binding of learning was relatively low, and the participation rate and satisfaction of the learner were low. Blended learning has emerged as a way to overcome this problem and to interact with instructors and fellow students sufficiently. Blended learning is known as a design strategy to maximize the learning effect by combining the advantage of online learning to overcome the limitation of time and space constraints and the educational advantage of offline learning. The result of the previous studies that operated the curriculum to general college students by mixing online and learning and face-to-face learning showed that critical thinking of college students was improved through blended learning. Since nursing is required to be combined the theory and practice, it is considered that mixed learning supplementing the advantage of offline and online classes by supplementing the limitation of the existing traditional lecture method to achieve learning goals and efficiently is appropriate. Lastly, there have been studies that analyze the learning effect by applying blended learning to nursing major subjects in Korea. There are studies that analyze the effect on metacognition and problem-solving ability, self-directed learning ability, and learning achievement, learning satisfaction, social emotional competence, mental nursing ability, learning self-efficacy, transition motivation, and social distance. These previous studies have analyzed the effect of self-directed ability, learning satisfaction, and knowledge acquisition, and there are still insufficient studies analyzing the effect of nursing competence, such as clinical performance ability. In particular, the result of the study that verified the effect of clinical performance ability by applying mixed learning to integrated subjects, such as employment design subjects, are still insufficient. This study used the within-subject pre- and post-test comparison design to verify the effect of a blending type of online and offline on clinical competence in higher educational environment based on blended learning. Method, design of study. This study is a descriptive research conducted to verify the effect of learning method applying online and offline blending method to employment design subject in the blended learning environment of a university on the improvement of clinical performance ability. Participant of study. This study is descriptive research, and this study was conducted the 45 students who explained the purpose of the study and the process of data collection and agreed to study as a student who took the job design course funded in the first semester of 2020 among the students in one nursing department in this city selected by convenience sampling. Data were collected through self-report quintiles before and after the course of employment design from April to June 2020. This study was developed by Hye and others based on the sim dimension scale of Shirian and evaluated by using the tool modified and supplemented by Hye Oh. The total score range is 45 to 2025, which means that the higher the score, the higher the clinical performance ability. The clinical competence is 5 sub-items: nursing process, nursing skill, education, cooperative relationship, interpersonal relationship communication, and professional development. The reliability of this research tool is Cronberg Alpha's 0.9199. Next, the data were collected through self-report quintiles before and after the course of employment design from April to June 2020. The purpose and method of this study and the participation in voluntary research were explained to the participants. Also, it is possible to give up at any time during the study, and the participation of this study is sufficiently explained that it is not related to the curriculum grade. Next, data were analyzed using FoCoS.IDIC.20211218.O.Session1.33 programs. The general characteristics, the subject, were analyzed by frequency with real number and percentage, and the average and standard deviation were used for the degree of clinical competence before and after the online and offline blended method. The difference is clinical competence before and after the training of the subject was analyzed by t-test. Next, result. First, characteristics of participant. This age range from 21 to 28 years old, and 22 of the 45 people were under 21 years old, 48.89%. 55.56% of students were well adapted to the situation or environment change, and 6.67% responded that they did not adapt well. 21 students, 46.67%, and answered that they were satisfied with their college life. 27 students, 60%, answered that they were satisfied with the nursing major. 25, 55.56% of the response answered that they were satisfied with the clinical practice. Next, Table 1 showed characteristics of participant. Result number 2, difference in clinical performance. The clinical competence of the program was improved after running 4.06, and there was a statistically significant difference compared to the free program, 3.58, nursing process before running, 3.48, after 3.97, nursing skill before 3.68, after 4.15, education cooperative relationship before 3.58, after 4.07, international relationship communication before 3.58, after 4.06, professional development before 3.58, after 4.04. Next. Table 2 showed the difference in clinical performance of participant. Conclusion. The clinical competence of the program was improved after running 4.06, and there was a statistically significant difference compared to the free running, 3.58. In order to solve the problem of nursing education, it is necessary not only to rely on the instructor-centered effort, but also to actively try and solve the patient-nursing problem by integrating the nursing knowledge and skill acquired by the runner according to the nursing situation. In the field of pedagogy, students refer to their ability to control and control knowledge activities after grasping their cognitive knowledge level as metacognition. There are research report that the higher the level of metacognition and the running flow, the higher the problem-solving ability. In this study, team discussion on nursing case online for 5 weeks was able to increase runner participation rather than offline discussion. And it is thought that this active participation led the students to control knowledge activities while grasping their own cognitive level. It is thought that they were able to communicate more actively with team members online than offline. It's considered that the clinical competence such as nursing process, education, cooperative relationship, personal relationship communication, and professional development is improved. In the process of offline learning, for 3 weeks after 5 weeks of online learning, it's thought that the clinical competence such as nursing skills, education, cooperative relationship, interpersonal relationship communication is improved in the process of directly experiencing and reflecting the practical performance ability through simulation practice individually in nursing situation. Based on the result of this study, it's considered that the online and offline blending method in the university blending learning environment is a suitable teaching and learning method to improve the clinical performance of nursing college students rather than the traditional lecture-oriented method. It's necessary to be careful to generalize the result of the study because it's targeted at students of one university. It suggested that further studies are needed to test the running effect according to the offline lecture time and the online lecture time in online and offline blending method. The goal of nursing education is to train nursing talent with improved nursing knowledge and clinical performance ability. In the past, paper-based evaluation-oriented methods were applied to confirm the degree of achievement of these goals. Recently, its emphasis that the ability to assess the nursing problems of a subject and to perform intervention in complex clinical situations should be evaluated. In order to improve this clinical performance ability, it's required to apply theoretical and practical skills in an integrated manner based on comprehensive thinking ability, not only running theoretical knowledge. According to the result of this study, the online and offline blending method in the university blended learning environment is more suitable as a teaching and learning method suitable for improving the clinical performance ability of nursing college students than the traditional lecture-oriented method. Repeated studies are needed to verify the effect of blended learning methods in nursing major. It suggested that fewer studies are needed to test the learning effect according to the offline lecture time and online lecture time in the online and offline blending method. Thank you for your attention.